Okay, hi, I'm Ben Seghers. I was born in Belgium. 6 years, so I had kindergarten and grade 1 in Belgium in the Flemish language, which is a dialect of Dutch. And then my parents came by freighter to Quebec City, and then by train to a small mining town called Kirkland Lake in northern Ontario. And there I was put into grade 2. But I took the teacher, this is a very small town, eh?
Yes.
So it was like one elementary school. It took the teacher a couple of weeks to realize that I couldn't speak a word of English. So they put me into a special class, which had all the, like, people like me, that English is a second language, also deaf, blind, mentally, challenged people. So I went home and told my mother, there's all these weird people in my class. Anyway, I was so quick to learn English that within 3 months I was in grade 2.
3 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
So my father worked on the highway construction, and the weather was just too rough. And some people we got to know in Belgium, we lived in Antwerp, Belgium, they'd come to Vancouver, and one couple had come to Prince Rupert. And they all sent us postcards saying, oh, if you don't like the climate in Northern Ontario, come to Vancouver or Kirkland Lake, or Prince Rupert. And apparently my parents flipped a coin and Vancouver won. So I always thought, I wonder what would have happened if they'd gone to Prince Rupert. I might be a salmon fisherman now, Yeah, so I went to Killarney for 12 years, and then to UBC for my bachelor's in zoology, and I stayed on for my PhD in zoology. So altogether, I was at UBC for 9 years.
UBC for 9 years. How'd you like it?
Great place. Well, so many. But in terms of what was one of your proudest moments, it must have been this,
Oh,
getting my bachelor's.
and how come? Why bachelor's compared to your PhD?
Because, but at that time, I didn't realize I'd be good enough to go down to PhD, so I thought that was the end of the line. But none of my family ever went to university, so even to get into UBC was a big achievement. And then to finish an honors degree, I was second in my class, so.
Wow, that's impressive.
So I remember that. Well, in zoology, we had, so we had a grad student, we had a food, so all PH, food from every phylum. So, Suzuki was one of my professors.
Yes.
Suzuki took genetics from him, and he promoted that. And so each lab had to think of something. So I was a fish biologist, so Suzuki's lab had fruit fly soup, Drosophila. Anyway, the wildlife guys did a roast deer, and so that was kind of fun. Then we also did a movie called Eco Man, which was shown at our Christmas party. I did the soundtrack for that.
Really?
So the other people did the acting and the videoing, but I had the records and the reel-to-reel tapes. This is also primitive, and to synchronize with the action on this. So that thing is it's called Eco Man.
Okay.
Well, what I found out, what I discovered in my career was that whenever I took a chance where I'd be like frightened to move to a different job or different town, I'd be sort of worried that it would be get screwed up, wouldn't work out. And actually those sort of nodes, like Frost said, 2 roads diverge in a yellow road, eh? I took the least, I forget how the poem goes, but he took the least traveled by road, eh? So my career, I've had many of those forks in the road where I could have gone A or B, and B was actually quite scary. But as it turned out, it was a wrong reason to be scary. I went after Western. I was there for 7 years. I then went to something completely different. University of Calgary has an alpine field station near Banff, and that was wonderful. I was there for 6 years, doing about 90% research on a lake right across the highway from the lake in the alpine zone. Wonderful, catching fish and year-round. Well, I think it varies from person to person. I guess I'm a bit stubborn, I'm a bit of I don't let hurdles kind of push me back too much. I don't give up. I keep pushing or try different things. Of course, I've had quite a, even though I've had bad luck in terms of some jobs that probably would have been wonderful, but, the path sort of led to an interesting one anyway. So I wouldn't have too many tips except just, keep at it. Don't give up.
Yes. So perseverance, yeah.
Perseverance, yeah.